time she laid eyes on Lord Darlington was one of those mild, sunny days, so rare in February, and his lordship showed to great advantage in his smart blue coat and flawlessly polished hessians. To be fair, he'd been quite a distance away from her that day, and she'd been safely concealed behind one of Hyde Park's more extravagant shrubs at the time. But proximity to a man suspected of murdering his wife being, alas, what it was, Cecilia came to quite a different conclusion upon her second meeting with Lord Darlington. That day began auspiciously enough. The stagecoach made good time from London, and Edenbridge, home to Darlington Castle, seemed the last place a villain might be tempted to commit a murder. It was as lovely a little village as Kent could boast, with its row of squat timber-framed buildings with cheerful flower boxes in every window. The boxes were empty now, it being winter-time, but the prospect of cheerful flowers was enough to reassure Cecilia. Surely there could be no question of a marquis committing a heinous crime like murder in a village with such an abundance of flower boxes. A pretty country hamlet, then, with its own sweet little river to the southeast, nestled in its own sweet little valley, and boasting a rather distinguished-looking church with its own stained-glass window. Cecilia's companion on the stagecoach, a young lady named Molly, who was about her age and who'd grown up in Edenbridge, told her the church was called St. Peter's and St. Paul's. Two saints. Surely there could be no question of a marquis committing a heinous crime like murder in a village with two saints. Edenbridge was a mere 25 miles from London, too, a half-day's journey from Cecilia's home at the Clifford School, and thus within easy reach of Daniel Brixton, Lady Clifford's most trusted servant, and the biggest man Cecilia had ever seen. Should anything go wrong, Daniel could be at her side in a matter of hours. Nothing would go wrong, of course, yet it comforted her nonetheless he should be so near, and so reassuringly large. Why, half a day was nothing, a pittance, an instant, a snap of the fingers. Beg pardon, Cecilia, did ye say something? Cecilia turned to find her new acquaintance regarding her with a puzzled look. Molly was her one and only friend in Edenbridge, and it wouldn't do to frighten her away by muttering to herself like a bedlamite. No, I was just saying it's taking ages for our driver to hand down our baggage. Molly's broad face split into a grin. Anxious to get on, are ye? You never did say what brings you to Kent. Do you have a sweetheart here? Cecilia smothered a snort. The closest she'd ever come to having a sweetheart was an infatuation with Valancourt, the hero of Mrs. Radcliffe's The Mysteries of Udolpho. No, nothing like that. I've come to take up a post as a housemaid. Housemaid, investigator, spy, weren't they all just varying degrees of the same thing? Molly gave Cecilia a doubtful look. Ye look a bit dainty to be a housemaid, but no matter. She nodded at their stagecoach driver, who'd climbed onto the roof and was handing the baggage down. They hurried to retrieve their things, then stepped aside as the other passengers pressed forward. My father's coming here to fetch me. Mayhap he can take you where you're going to save you the walk. Oh, that's kind of you. I'm going to Darlington Castle. A gasp arose from the small knot of travellers nearby. The coachman froze, a trunk tumbling from his hands and landing with a thump in the frozen dirt below. Cecilia glanced behind her at the scuffle of shuffling feet and found her fellow travellers had backed away from her, as if she were tainted. Molly stared at her aghast. Darlington Castle? You mean you're going to serve as housemaid for Lord Darlington? Cecilia gulped as her gaze shifted from one horrified face to the next. Yes, But he's a murderer. Molly patted her chest, as if the very mention of Lord Darlington was giving her palpitations. Did away with his wife, didn't he?